Guess what, Spurs fans? Your silver and black are going to survive. There's no 3-0 deficit. Your San Antonio Spurs get a Game 3 win in Madison Square Garden. You know, scary Madison Square Garden. 115-111. The series is now 2-1. Knicks are in the favor, but now we have a series. Welcome to a live episode of Spurs in Focus right here on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcast. The list goes on and on. Spurs in Focus Substack is completely free. Go find it right now. Just search for it. Go sign up right now. Hit that subscribe. Be part of the crew. And as always, we thank you for making Spurs in Focus your first and only spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. You want to unsubscribe to the rest, just subscribe here to Spurs in Focus whenever you need to hear, listen, talk some silver and black. I am your host, Jeff Garcia, longtime Spurs writer in San Antonio. The guy next to me, this time on video, not having tech issues like last time, Mr. Rudy Campos with The Sports Answer. You want to follow him on X at The Sports Answer. And a quick side note, I learned this right before we hit the live button, everybody. Did you know Rudy was the CGI model for He-Man? When he's actually, in just wearing the loincloth and the chest plate. Rudy, man, you must have been working out.
I have been. I've been on the Jeff Garcia training regimen.
Here we go.
So lifting. I'm up to lifting. See, you lift like what, 500, 600? I'm barely at 50 or 60 right now. So I just got to keep working on it a little bit harder.
Well, guess who was He-Man tonight? Your San Antonio Spurs. Yes, they avoid disaster. Heading into tonight's game, it was not just a must win. It was a do or die. You go down 0-3 to the Knicks, the season, your series, it's all but a wrap. Now there will be a game 5. Now there's a wild card going on. The Knicks still have home court advantage. There's that. But nevertheless, at least the Spurs show that they're still in the fight. There will be 2 more chances for the Spurs to not only tie the series, but take the series lead. We'll see what happens, but that's for a later show. We're going to be reacting to today's win against Spurs, 115-111. So many takeaways from this, from Wemby to Castle to Mitch Johnson to crunch time. A lot of key stuff that happened in the game. Rudy, I want to kick things off with some general observations. You know how we do it here at Spurs in Focus. Overall, I like that this team showed a lot more poise throughout the game. The Spurs were able to maintain a lead, and even when they lost the lead, they regained it back. So that showed me they came in with the right mentality, the right poise, and dare I say they learned a lot of lessons from dropping the first 2 games into Game 3. And it was a hostile city. Not kidding. F-bombs were being thrown to Wemby and Mitch Johnson. They were called loser on the street, and they survived it. When all the odds were stacked against the Spurs heading into Game 3, they overcame something that we've seen throughout the playoffs. We have an obstacle, the Spurs overcome it. You lose 2 games in a row to the Thunder, they overcome it. Oh, you got to play Game 7 in OKC, they overcome it. You got to play a couple games in the postseason without Wemby because of concussion, they overcome it. We saw it again tonight. So that poise that we've seen shone bright tonight in Game 3. We're going to get to Wemby and all that stuff in a bit. But overall, Rudy, one more thing before I turn the mic over to you is they didn't get rattled. And that's one thing I like. We saw in the first 2 games they got rattled. We didn't see that at all. The Knicks, they made their comeback. The Knicks, they made it very interesting to close out the game. Anunoby with a 3-shot in the final seconds of the 4th period to kind of put the butterflies in Spurs fandom. But they maintained. They stepped up to the free throw line. They made them. They got key rebounds. They got them. Rudy, the big word for me is I think they showed a lot of poise tonight. Your thoughts?
Absolutely, man. After 2 tough games, Game 1 and Game 2, both games very winnable by San Antonio. They came out different in Madison Square Garden. Came out very, very hot. Something that we talked about a lot was getting Victor involved. Only 4 shots in the first half last game. He had like 4 shots in the first 5 minutes in tonight's game. Was a perfect 4 for 4 to start the game. You saw him get off early. You saw Stephon Castle get off early. Those 2 guys, when they get in a rhythm to start the game, it's going to be a lead actually after the first period. And you're right, the poise. Why? Because the poise was huge tonight, especially in the 4th quarter, especially after a second straight debacle in the second quarter, giving up 42 points
Yeah,
in that
brutal.
quarter. I think that's when you texted me, said, "Is this game over?" And I'm thinking, maybe, but maybe not. It's still not quite over yet. That's when the little bit of experience that we've seen, players like De'Aaron Fox and Devin Vassell, those guys, even Victor Wembanyama, their experience came into that third quarter and they were able to lead San Antonio back into the game. And it paid off a whole lot at the end of the game as well. That poise and confidence there. Normally, we watch the Spurs team kind of get rattled in game one and game two in that fourth quarter. Looked like they were getting a little rattled as well in this
Mm-hmm.
game, but just timely possessions by Fox when he hit that shot from the top of the key, who's able to get a block on Karl-Anthony Towns after a turnover. Wemby just wreaking havoc on the defensive
Mm-hmm.
side. One of the highlights, actually, I'm going to save it for one of my turning points of the game because it was very late in the game. Was a defense that I saw from San Antonio, one play that just blew my mind. So, yeah, man, not only that, it's, one of the key words I've seen tonight in the chat so far is clutch. They were clutch in the fourth
Interesting.
quarter.
Yeah.
Something that, they haven't been in games one and game two is clutch. And it just felt good to see the San Antonio Spurs, who, let me reiterate again, Jeff, they have yet to lose more than 2 games in a row this season.
That's a good point.
So they learned from their mistakes. They understood they had game one wrapped up and they let it go in the fourth. They knew they could have easily won game two and just let it slip away. A different Spurs team came into this game more confident, more focused in this game. I do hope they go into game four with the same mentality a little bit because I want them to be a little bit more nastier, a little bit more physical, and I want them to just continue to ride the wave of game three because getting game four and bringing the series 2-2, that momentum shift is astronomical if they were able to get game four. So tonight, yes, poise for you. For me, the word is clutch.
Yeah. Look, I know the Spurs got the W. I understand that, Rudy. But I also understand that the war is not over. The battle's just beginning. But why does it feel weird? Why does it feel weird like the Spurs got the win and Spurs fans are probably like, okay, good. Like it doesn't feel like celebratory. Why does it feel kind of like a oh thank God and that's it? Why does it feel weird?
Because
like when the Spurs win, everybody's like, oh my God, yes. This feels more like
I'm sure.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they are, but you know what? I live downtown San Antonio. Everybody, I don't hear honking right now at all.
Is it raining?
Quiet. Now it's not raining, but maybe they're just maybe everybody got their keys. Like, oh yeah, they won. Let's go. They even chalked up to an L instead of a W. Yeah. But why does it feel weird right now, even though the Spurs got the dub?
You're down 0-2. I mean, put it this way. This wasn't a typical game where the Spurs get the win and it's like, all right, they won by 20 something, against Minnesota, or they blew out Oklahoma City or something like that. It was a win that was a business win. And it was a win that you just do not celebrate, Jeff. It's one of those wins where you don't celebrate it. You go into MSG, you get game three. Now, if you get game four, absolutely, it's going to be a big sigh of relief, a big breath of fresh air. You're going to see a lot more celebratory fans, and the Spurs may actually be like, okay, we can be kind of chill a second here going back to San Antonio. But tonight was all business, and that's the way it felt with the San Antonio game. You mentioned it before we started the stream, like, hey, why does it feel like it's a win, but it's just kind of like they got to win. It's because it's a business win, man. It's a win that you needed to get. They went in, they got the job done. You didn't see them high-fiving everything. You didn't see them celebrating. You didn't see them even smiling somewhat. They just got business done. They went to the back of the locker room, and that was it. They understand that it's not over, that they need to get game four as well. So that's why it felt different. That's why you may not hear a whole lot of honking downtown and stuff because, again, you're just happy to get game three. Nothing to celebrate right now. Game four is a different story.
I asked this question online on X, the same thing I asked you, like, why does it feel weird right now, even though Spurs got the W? And a lot of Spurs fans are kind of in agreement, saying, like, yeah, it does feel off. And the majority of the vibe is this, that it feels more like a, whew, that's all. Like, God, like, good Lord, thank you.
Because you expected a loss, man. I mean, come on, you were close in the fourth quarter. You expected Brunson and you expected, even Karl Anthony Towns, who had a terrible game tonight, was
He
probably
did,
the
yeah.
Finals MVP so far up
Hmm.
until this game. But I mean, now you're looking at Cat had a very bad game, so the Spurs
Hmm.
did do something different. The coaching staff and Sean Sweeney got together, did a whole different game plan. But
Hmm.
you kind of felt like, "Ooh, it's over," and thank God we got the win because technically, I mean, when we look at the stats in a little bit, this on paper, this is probably a loss for San Antonio if you look at a lot of the
Right?
stats. So
It does, yeah. It does. Especially that disastrous second period. That second period, I thought that was it. That was ball game. I said, it's like, oh my god, like there's no way they can, that they're gonna be able to survive all this, after with
yeah,
the second period. And remember the second half, for the most part, usually been Knicks time. And one clue though that I did, the takeaway that I had here, general takeaway that I knew that the game might like in the second half that might likely swing the Spurs' way is because we saw the scoring kind of go higher. The Spurs were the first to 100.
yeah,
We saw a higher output of offense. I said, okay, this kind of plays in the Spurs' way, and I think that was good. The Knicks like to muck things up, make things dirty, and they didn't really get a chance to establish that. And another reason why I also felt like it kind of feels weird, even though Spurs got the W, is because there were still a lot of mistakes this team did. A lot of mistakes, silly turnovers, silly fouls. Keldon, what were you doing pushing Mitchell Robinson? It was obvious. I when I saw Vassell lose his cool with Landry Shamet there, kind of throw him a little chicken wing. I said, oh my God, they're in their heads now. It also feels like too like the Spurs had to fight for this one. Like it didn't come easy. Like they had to fight and claw for this one.
yeah.
Unfortunately, the Spurs got the win. One other general takeaway I have about the Spurs win is this: is it it just another reason why it feels weird is because it feels like, all right, Spurs, your season is still on the line, no matter what. If they lose Game 4, yeah, I don't think in history, I don't, at least maybe you can correct me. I don't think if any NBA team has come back from a 3-1 deficit in an NBA finals, because that would mean you have to beat the
I
Knicks
got
by
to do
3,
my
right? In a
homework.
row, something like that. It just feels like they're still teetering on their season being over,
Mhm.
just with one more loss. Am I reading that too much, Rudy?
No, man, you're not reading into that too much. I mean, I got to do my homework on a 3-1
Yeah,
series lead. I would say 3-1 is probably close to 100%, probably like a
yeah,
3-0 lead. So, um, yeah, I mean, it's you gotta. I mean, now it's more than ever. You got to take one game at a time, and that's what
yeah.
the Spurs are doing right now. They came into Game 3, and it's funny because I texted our buddy Jacob Eric earlier, and
Hmm.
I told him, imagine if they went in and got both games 3 and 4 from
Hey,
New York. I mean, that would
yeah,
be that to me. That would be like I how big of a moment in Spurs history would that be if they got games 3 and 4 in New York? I mean,
that would be huge. Yeah,
that would be a massive moment going into game 5. So, um 3-1, I would say it's over. Game 4 is going to be the deciding factor. I think if the
yeah,
Spurs are able to get game 4, they probably get more momentum and control the series. If the Knicks get game 4, it's probably doesn't go past game 6 if anything. So, but again, tonight's kind of the reason why you don't really count the team out in San
hmm,
Antonio because let's be honest, man. Both of these teams are the best teams in the league. That's why they're
hmm,
in the NBA Finals. I mean, I was telling you that the Oklahoma City Thunder, I didn't believe in them this year, and you saw why. The Spurs could handle
yeah,
them, but the Knicks and the Spurs, two best teams in the league right now, they're in the finals for a reason. I have to say, man, this is probably the gutsiest win I've seen from San
yeah.
Antonio all year. Can I easily say
It
that?
was a gutsy win, yeah, and it felt like, man, Spurs, you got one, man, but so many things had to go wrong and right. It, this is
Yeah.
me like when I kid you not, Rudy, when the final buzzer went off, I was still sitting on my couch like this, like, do we win? Like it's over, right? Like it's done. And it's just a weird feeling versus woo, we won and yelling and screaming. Every win throughout the Spurs postseason run so far, my entire apartment complex goes wild. They did
Mhm.
not go wild tonight. And again, it felt like more like you said, a business win. You had to
Yeah.
go to NYC, go to MSG, take care of business, and that's it. very businesslike. More on that later, as far as my key takeaways. Uh, but overall, look, the Spurs live to fight another game. There will be a game 5 in San Antonio. Hopefully, the Spurs can extend it beyond game 5. We'll see. Game 4 is coming up on Wednesday, still in New York City. Look, the Spurs, give them credit, man. They went into hostile territory. I mean, the buzz about MSG and Game 3, and the first time since 1999 that New York City has had any finals experiences in the city, and it was just all mounting up. And I was like, man, can the Spurs handle all that shine? Can they handle all that spotlight? And they handle it pretty well.
Yeah,
Both
I wanted
teams.
to
Go ahead.
go ahead. No. You finish your thought.
I was saying that both teams seem to be very well. First of all, credit the Spurs. They came out swinging, and I thought that was a good sign. They came out with a 7-0 lead, I believe. They built up a lead, and they were able to maintain the lead. I kept on saying throughout the game, just maintain your lead, Spurs. Just maintain. I don't care if you have a 1-point lead going into halftime. Just maintain the lead. That's all I wanted to see, that because you just like stiff arm the Knicks. Like, just stop. It's all I wanted to do. And for the most part, they did that. I think they kind of also grew and understood exactly what needs to be done in a final stage a bit. You saw them play a little smarter basketball. You saw them being the aggressors, being the more physical team. That's what needs to be done. They set the tone pretty early for the game. They relinquished it a little bit at times to the Knicks, especially in that second quarter, but they regained it. So from the poise to the control, getting the scoring output up, the Spurs, they did good. I'm not going to give them an A+. That's for sure. This is not an A+ game from this. This is more like a C+ game. They're just lucky, like you said, Cat didn't have a good game. Brunson didn't have a Brunson game that everybody thought that he was going to have. He was saddled with foul trouble. Bridges didn't really show up and make an impact on the game. So a lot of things went the Spurs' way. Some things that the Knicks didn't do helped the Spurs. So I think they did a C+ game, B to be safe, a way to get the win. Your thoughts?
Yeah, before I get to my thought on that, and before I get to what I was going to say, we got a super chat in here. Sat Sports Talk with Austin for $5. Appreciate the super chat for $5 there, Sports Talk with
thank
Austin.
You, Austin.
It says De'Aaron Fox delivers again. He's clutch when it matters. Just step back to Isaac. Quit doubting him. Quit doubting him. Him fired up tonight. Love me some Fox now. What have I been telling you all year, Jeff?
That's everybody, all you, man. That's it. You're all the Fox guy. You break out your Fox jersey right now.
I wish I owned one. I don't have one. I need to get one. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people give him crap. And I understand when he has a bad game, I call him out and I say he had a bad game. And that's perfectly fine. But what I've always said from day one was people blame him and want to trade him because of his contract. That's it. It's just because of his contract. If he was making the same amount as, Devin Vassell or, a Keldon Johnson, you would probably say, okay, he had a few turnovers. He had a bad game. Okay, it's okay. You're not getting paid that money. But again, it goes back to, he's been a veteran. He's been all NBA. He's had all this. So he's actually owed that kind of money, whether it was a Spurs or somebody else. We're going to pay him. So I get it. He's not going to have 25 points a night like he did in Sacramento. It's the 10 points, the 11 points, but it's the control at the end of the game. He may have a turnover like he did tonight when he fumbled that ball. But he tends to make up for it with a steal, with hardcore defense, where they block on Cat in a timely manner. So he makes up for a lot of stuff, and he's the veteran you need on the floor. And it goes back to what one of our buddies, Chris Leha, said at one time on one of the shows that we did, when he said everybody griped and said, well, the Spurs can never bring a free agent in or a big-time player in because nobody wants to kill him in San Antonio. This guy wanted to be in San Antonio, and now your fans want to get rid of him when he has a bad game. Well, that 2 points at the end of the game, right. Austin's right. It iced the game. It took all the wind out of the Knicks' sail right there. So, yeah, got to give him credit. Man. You got any thoughts on that?
Oh, actually, I'm going to give you Mitch Johnson's thoughts on that. Mitch Johnson had to say this. I'm going to leave his picture up there so Rudy can relish in the photo of De'Aaron Fox. So that's his guy.
Stop.
He says, this is actually post-game, game 3. De'Aaron has been one of the best closers in this league for the last, I don't know what it is, 5 to 7 years, whatever it may be. He's been a great closer for us. We trust him with the basketball in his hands, just like we do with any other main guy that dominant with the ball, they make good decisions. There are times where they got to be aggressive for themselves, et cetera, et cetera. Then he goes into about the team. But yeah, I mean, Mitch Johnson giving De'Aaron Fox his flowers after game 3. And by the way, Austin, thank you for that super chat. Rudy, yeah, before we continue, you want to talk about super chats real fast?
Yeah, so just like Austin did, a lot of you guys out there send super chats. If you send us a super chat, we appreciate it. What we'll do is we'll get your comment up on the screen ASAP. We'll react to it. We'll answer any questions that you guys have. The super chats go to the front of the line, so your comments go up before everybody else's. And what does that do? That's the best way to help support Spurs in Focus here with Jeff and I for us to do the post game shows and all that. Hey, man. Nothing's free in life. We got to pay to do all these shows for you guys here, and that basically helps us cover those costs right there. So appreciate every super chat we get.
Yeah, thank you, Austin. I really, really appreciate it. Again, look at that. Even the Austin Spurs fans are helping out the
But
team. See, it does work there.
you,
Again, everybody, you're watching a live episode of Spurs in Focus, reacting to the Spurs 115-111 win in Game 3. The series is not over. Your Spurs are going to live on to at least Game 5. Hopefully, they can extend that to the series is now at 2-1 with the Knicks in the lead. Now, really, before we get to our specific takeaways, one more thing too, I thought was very interesting is that we still, again, I know the Spurs got the win, but we still didn't get outside of Castle, and more on him in a bit. But you look at the Spurs. Did they get help today? I guess Vassell, he gave us 11 points. Harper gave us 13 points off the bench, but Keldon still 7 points off that bench. Carter Bryant, Luke Cornett. Where am I going with this, everybody? Why does it feel like the Spurs' depth is getting exposed? That maybe it's not that deep? It just feels like you're relying a lot on the starting unit plus Harper. Your thoughts?
It feels like it because
Yeah.
I mean, it's the NBA Finals, Jeff. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. You don't want to go Tom Thibodeau and play 6 guys only
Yeah.
for 48 plus minutes, but you're going to need more Wemby out. You rest these guys all season. You kind of limit their minutes. And again, that was one of the reasons why Wemby didn't get a whole bunch of MVP votes because people had a problem with him playing less than 30 minutes a game. And I'm like, well, who gives a crap? If he would have played more minutes, he would have had better stats. So, I mean, facts are facts. But nonetheless, I think you're feeling that way because these guys are going to play big minutes. I mean, this is it. There's no more basketball after this series. So you're going to have these guys laid on the line. This is what they trained all year for. The only guy that's not going to get 34, 35 plus minutes is Julian Champagny. I mean, Dylan Harper is going to eat into his minutes. He's getting 30 plus minutes now. So, yeah, it feels like the rotation is a lot smaller. But I'm okay with that only because it's the NBA Finals. You're not exhausting these guys against the Minnesota Timberwolves or a second or first round in the playoffs. You're doing it in the NBA Finals. These guys want to be out here. It's winning time. You've got to get these wins. There's no more tomorrow. No, you got to get them now. So I like the fact that his rotation has gone to 9 players maybe, and then you get a Harrison Barnes sighting every now and then. I'm completely fine with that. Yes, you're going to get exhausted players, but at the same time, look at the combined age. I mean, they're like a 26, 25-year-old team on the starting 5. So, yeah, they're relatively young, man. And, I mean, the Knicks are going at least 10 players, 11 players deep. Well, 10 players deep. They played Sohan tonight. He don't really count. But they got 10 players deep right now, which, again, Spurs are playing 9, Knicks are 10. Not much of a difference.
No, not at all. All right, let me give it to my big 3 key takeaways from the Spurs win. Then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to hear from Rudy and his big takeaways from Game 3. Here we go. Put them on the screen for y'all. We finally got it. Wembayama erupts, and that was a huge takeaway from this game. Wemby, 32 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. He was a +7 on the night in 38 minutes. He goes 64% shooting from inside the 3 arc. 50% shooting from the 3 line, and 1 turnover. I thought that was huge. 3 blocks, 2 steals. Overall, we finally needed that type of performance from him. He had balance, impact throughout the entire game, not this first half, 1 half, second half, and that's it thing. No, he had 15 points in half 1, 17 points in half 2. and the crucial 10 points in the fourth period. So we finally got Wemby to play all 4 periods as a big takeaway. How about this? Fourth period free throws. I thought the Spurs did a damn good job in that fourth period, getting to the free throw line. They go 10 for 10. They ice it from there. That was a huge win. That goes back to the poise, doing the little things, making your free throws. 10 for 10 in a crucial fourth period where the game is on the line. You have the Knicks storming back. OG Anunoby hits a key 3 in the few seconds left to make it very interesting. Castle steps up to the line, hits 2 free throws. The list goes on and on. Spurs made crucial free throws down the stretch. That's key takeaway number 2 for me. And I love this one. There was no celebrating post-game. I did not see them act like they won the title. I didn't see them rejoicing on the court that they got game 3. I didn't even see them really celebrating and slapping hands and high-fiving each other. A little bit of claps here, but that's about it. When they were exiting the court back to the locker room, I like that, Rudy. I appreciated that. That told me that they know it's just one game. They're behind the 8 ball still. They're still down 2-1. The Knicks still have home court advantage. They still now have to beat the Knicks, 3 out of 4 times, I believe, in the next few days if they can extend it. Yeah. And I appreciated that. Rudy, I'm going to leave this on the screen. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. Number 1 with Wembanyama, Victor erupting tonight. Yeah, man, this is a game where I think for game 1, he had like 12 or 13 free throws for 26 points. And I told you, well, he had an SGA game. And then, the last game, he had 4 attempts in the first half. So this felt like a Victor Wembanyama type of game. Where are legends born in basketball, whether it be in Rucker Park or MSG, it's New York City is where legends are born. He went out there and performed legendary tonight. So, yeah, this is the type of performance you're going to need in game 4, 5, 6, 7. Doesn't matter how many games it goes. He's got to have the exact same performance. This is it for Victor. He wants that title. He wants to be considered one of the greats of the game, the face of the league. Well, you've got to give us performances like this every single night. Fourth period free throws, man. Periods 1 through 3. If I was rich and I had Jeff Garcia money, I would have probably kicked my TV a bunch of times tonight. So I would have had to go and buy one. Why? Because they're missing free throws left and right in those first 3 quarters. Probably a good 5-6 points were left on the free throw line. So this could have easily been a double-digit win for San Antonio had they knocked down majority of their free throws in the first 3 quarters. But yeah, free throws at the end of the game, I mean, they were clutch. And that's the word I used earlier was clutch free throw shooting by San Antonio. The celebrating, man, that's one thing we hit on the beginning. They was all business. They came into MSG. They understood the task. They understood what they had to do. Again, go back to games 1 and 2. They lost those games on their own. I think we've said that a million times. Game 2 could have been a completely different game. Game 1, they just lost. I mean, they gave up that lead. It could have been fatigue. I don't know what it could have been. Maybe it was the damn Fiesta color shirts. Maybe they just get rid of those damn things because they're probably hurting the eyes of the players. But what they need to do is just take those losses and put them back in the treasure chest or whatever and just throw it away. Throw it in the ocean. Let it go. And that's what they did. Tonight they came out. They played Spurs basketball. They played tough basketball, especially in the fourth quarter. They were I like that they even played bully ball. I mean, they did. That goes against the celebration part. They played bully ball. They did not care. They got some fouls called on them, and they were fine with it. They were okay with it. Karl-Anthony Towns draws a foul. He cries every single time. Where's the foul? Where's the foul? Spurs don't do that. So, yeah, no celebration tonight by San Antonio. You saw, and I hope it's the exact same type of momentum, the exact same type of look going into game 4, because if it is, New York might be in a little bit of trouble.
Absolutely. All right. Those are my key takeaways. When we get back, we're going to hear from Rudy. What are his key takeaways? Then we're going to find out what was a turning point, standout stats, standout players, and then get into your comments to close out the show. Coming up next right here on Spurs in Focus.
As the new leader of the Decepticons, I command you to subscribe to Spurs in Focus.
And we're back right here on a live episode of Spurs in Focus on YouTube, YouTube Music, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe to the Substack. Spurs in Focus Substack is completely free. Go sign up right now. And if you're feeling generous and kind, leave us a super chat. We'll definitely read your comments the moment it gets up. And Rudy's on the case. He's monitoring the chat room as we speak. We're talking about the Spurs' big Game 3 win. I should say, relief game win. 115-111. The series is 2-1. Knicks still in the lead. Game 4 will be in Madison Square Garden this Wednesday night. Hopefully the Spurs can really make it a series, the 2-2 tie going back to San Antonio. But look, they still got work to do, but we're going to react to Game 3. Rudy, before the break, I gave you my three key takeaways. What are yours?
So yeah, I'm going to give you my three takeaways or my few takeaways here. But you gave the Spurs a C+ performance tonight. I actually gave them a D+. I mean, that's
tough crowd.
I mean, this is where I mean, we'll get into the stats later, but that's kind of why I said they blew me all you want. It doesn't matter to me. I gave them a low grade because they did enough just to get the win, is what it is. And it's not a negative thing towards San Antonio, because if you look at the stats, if I woke up tomorrow, Jeff, without seeing the game and I just saw the stats, I figured Spurs would have lost this game. They lost just about every single category, every important category. They ended up losing it. So that's why I'm a D+. But hey, a D+ is still passing, so you did win the game. But nonetheless, I mean, one of the takeaways for me was that clutch gene that we gave Jalen Brunson a lot in his first couple of games here. San Antonio Spurs collectively had that clutch gene. Victor, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox at the end of the game, Dylan Harper. I mean, all these guys, even Keldon Johnson in there in winning time. I didn't expect that at all. All these guys in there, they just came together and they played a awesome last period of the fourth quarter, the last few minutes of the fourth, something we hadn't seen from them at all. So for me, my first takeaway was the clutch performance in the fourth quarter. Got to have more of that. Definitely got to see that more and more and more. Number two was defensive rotation. Okay, and this is kind of where I'm getting at too. One of my turning points of the game. I'm going to talk about it here, and I'll give it to you later as well. But basically, there was a moment in the fourth quarter where the Knicks were moving the ball. The best team in NBA when it comes to moving the ball around and getting those second chance opportunities, getting those open threes and layups. The Knicks moved the ball around. They had the Spurs on skates in that one moment in the fourth quarter. Late in the fourth, the rotation by San Antonio was superb. I mean, you saw every player rotating over and over when it led to a Landry Shamet attempted a layup for the basket and Victor blocked him. And that was like, poof, that was the best defensive sequence I had seen from this team in quite a while. That right there was a takeaway for me because it showed why this team was able to get this victory. It started on the defensive side of things. They made it very tough. Look at Cat. I mean, he had a horrible game tonight. 4 of 10 for shooting, 11 points on the night. He was in foul trouble. They got Jalen Brunson in foul trouble. This defense was on point. Third takeaway was they made the Knicks work tonight. And not just all the Knicks. I know Josh Hart had started off really good. And OG Anunoby was probably the second coming of Larry Bird with everything that he was shooting tonight going in. But Jalen Brunson had 32, but that was a very, very hard very 32 points. Yes, very hard 32 points. And that's what my other takeaway was, that they made these guys work. Remember one thing I told you, one thing about Jalen Brunson is when you get him to dribble the ball, that when he gets deep into the shot clock and he hasn't been able to get off his shot, which they ended up doing here a couple of times, he turned the ball over, he rushes his shot. They made him work on the defensive side, whether it was setting a hard screen. I know Victor, they say, got away with a push or cross his head or whatever, but no, I mean, he's getting Brunson off of him. So I appreciate that play. But when you make him work on defense, it tends to slow him down on the offensive side of the ball. So, the other takeaway that I've got is that they made them work. They made the Knicks work, and they played physical. So those are my takeaways from the game here. And kudos, I mean, we got to give where credit's due, man. The Knicks, they are good. I mean, they are really, really good. So for San Antonio Spurs fans, they feel like, well, this, they get the call that the Knicks are just that damn good. You got to give them props. Again, this is why we said it's going to be one of the best finals we've seen in quite a while.
Yeah, it definitely was a good win for the Spurs. And more of a I see. This is the thing, I don't know if it's a good win or more of a oh thank goodness win. Well, I think you summed it up best when you said it was a business win,
It's a
and that's
business win, man.
it was a business win. I know you take a win wherever it is, but there is a lot to clean up. There's still a lot to clean up. We saw they did not play 4 periods of basketball at all. Some just weird turnovers, silly fouls. They went cold from the field for a while. There's still work to be done. But the good news is the Spurs survive. They extend the series to a minimum 5 games. We'll see what happens. Hey, before we get into our categories, we got to hear from you. Leave a comment right now. What are your general takeaways from the Spurs 115-111 win over the Knicks in Game 3? Rudy's going to read them, and we're going to react to them later on in this episode. All right, time for our favorite
super
game.
Chat.
Oh, we got super chat. Go ahead.
At OKL3TS Go, $2 super chat. It says, imagine these young Spurs winning Game 3 and 4 at Madison Square Garden. That's what I mentioned earlier. I mean, I remember I texted Jacob and I was like, imagine if they won Games 3 and 4. And I mean, let's be real, Jeff. It's far fetched. They're going to probably sweep the Knicks and MSG. It's really hard to do. But if there's a team that can do it, do you think it could be this team right here?
No.
I like the honesty. I mean, I love the honesty of it.
I don't. I think a part of me think the Knicks are probably kicking themselves, saying like, "Man, I think the Knicks are probably saying we let this go. We we let them have the win. It felt, and look, the Spurs are gonna take the win no matter what. But no, I don't think so. What would tell me a lot if they make it at least competitive in the first half of Game 4, then we got a shot. But look, both teams are going to come out swinging because the last thing the Knicks need is to go into Game 4 or Game 5 tied. And all momentum the Spurs way. The last thing the Spurs need after Game 4 is to be down 3-1 going into Game 5. So you're going to see probably the best punches from these two teams in the next game. I don't know if we're really seeing the Spurs' best punch yet, and if we have, the Knicks have probably absorbed it, but we'll see. All right,
go
ahead.
We got another super chat, but before we move on to that super chat, I'm going to comment on this one. This is why I'm going to give the Spurs a chance to win Game 4 because 1, 2, and 3, the refs have swallowed the whistle pretty much. And it's been the physical team that has won each game, the team that's been able to be clutch and physical. Spurs checked both of those marks off tonight. Spurs have been pretty physical the first couple of games and then tonight as well, but they haven't been clutch. Tonight they put both of them together. And I think if the refs are still going to be able to ref the same way that they have, Jeff, the Spurs have been the more physical team. So we may see another similar game in Game 4 if they're allowed to get it up in Brunson and make it tough for him. If they're allowed to, push Cat around a little bit, keep him off the boards, we could possibly see another Spurs win there. This is the thing that you got to remember about a young team. Once they get a taste of victory in the finals, it could open up a floodgate. You saw that with OKC.
Okay.
OKC went to 7 games against Indiana. Now, forget, they shouldn't have won that series because of Halliburton. He was cooking them. But once a young team gets a taste of victory, it's like a shark in water. Once you see blood and get blood, you want more and more and more. Victor is a type of player that once he gets a taste of something, he tends to want it more. He tends to just crave it more. Stephon Castle, he had a really good game tonight. Boom, boom, boom. Once this young squad gets a taste of victory in the finals, it could be open season on the Knicks here, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. We got a bunch of super chats coming in, man. We got another one coming up here. Appreciate the super chat at OKL.
Yeah, thank you, OKL. Appreciate that.
At Sports Talk with Austin, and dropping another 5 here. Again, appreciate that.
Thank you for that 5 spot.
Stephon Castle tonight provided his worth. Like Fox, everyone rags on them after the bad games, but you have them for this reason. Castle delivered big time. Jeff, that's on you. Plus, we got another one coming up here right after this.
All right, let's see here. Let me read it one more time. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look. Castle has had a bad start to this series. Fortunately, he rose to the challenge in Game 3. Definitely might pop up in my standout players in a few seconds. But no, he definitely proved his worth. I think he settled down. Did he crash the car a couple of times? He did. He did. There's some times where I still pull my hair out, Rudy. I'm like, what are you doing? You try to force too much. Like you'll see him go 1-on-3 at the rim. I'm like, you don't need to do that. Just take it back out, get a good shot going. But otherwise, no, he was huge. Without his effort in game 3, I don't know if the Spurs win, despite Wemby's heroics. But yeah, definitely well-deserved pat in the back. He's going to have to bring it again. And that's the thing. He's going to have to sustain that if the Spurs want to make it a series or, complete the comeback after going down 0-2. So definitely need a lot more Castle, but I appreciate it, Austin.
Yeah. And again, more Castle's going to have bad games. He's still young. He's still relatively young, man. So he may have some bad games here and there. Good thing is he kept the turnovers down tonight. Only 2 turnovers for Steph Castle. Fast start. That's kind of what you need. Got another super chat in here. We got at Spurs Theory, buddy boy over here.
Hey, what's up, home?
It says the Spurs knew what game 3 meant. To me, they did not play their best ball, nor have we seen them play their best yet. But to grab this win on the road, the Spurs stepped up, faced with adversity once again. Best is yet to come. That's cool because Rehome obviously kind of understands where we're coming from when we said that if you look at the stats, the Spurs should not have won this game at all. I mean, out-rebounded by, I think, plus 13. The Knicks, the Spurs did have less turnovers, but the Knicks had, I think, 15-6 on the fast break points. I mean, there's a lot of different categories and major categories that the Knicks won. So on paper, Spurs should have never won this. It's not their best game, and that's why I was telling you earlier, you get a Spurs victory on a bad game. They got a taste of the win. They got a taste of victory. Could possibly be a good momentum swing going into game 4, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely, Rehome. I think you saw my tweet on X, Rehome, where I asked the question earlier, like, why does it feel kind of like, okay, the Spurs won, yay, it doesn't feel like that. And I think it is because the job is not done at all. And you're right. They did not play their best ball in this game. Again, go back to period 2. Did they even show up? I mean, I thought that, for me, Rudy and Rehome, I thought that broke their back, the Spurs back, after coming the complete collapse. And then all the momentum's going to the Spurs to the Knicks in halftime. And thinking how they're going to recover for this. And again, what my keyword was poise. They showed the poise in the second half. But look, yeah, they got the win, Rehome. It was on the road. By the way, I guess home teams are not allowed to win on their home in this series, I guess, Rudy. No home team has won in their gym yet. Hopefully that continues in game 4. But
that's not a good thing if that's the case.
Yeah, exactly. Because the Knicks have home court advantage. So
no, the Spurs do. The Spurs win game 4.
Oh, that's right.
Nobody wins home, then we're tough luck right there.
Let me ask you, Rudy, that last comment that Rehome made here at Spurs Theory. The best is yet to come. I'm not there yet. I don't know if the best yet to come because this is still a Knicks team that's very dangerous, and the Spurs best could come in game 4, but the Knicks best could also come in game 4, and statistically, the Knicks outplay them at least through 3 games. If you average all the totals together, they still have a slight edge in some major categories. Your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I mean, I look at the stats and I don't see Karl-Anthony Towns having another 11-point game in game 4. I don't see Mikal Bridges having 2 points in game 4. I don't see Josh Hart going for 16. So, I mean, it kind of balances out a little bit. I do expect OG Anunoby to be close to that 17 to 20, point per game right there. Brunson's going to get his. So, if you do the math, if Cat has his normal game, just him alone, I mean, Knicks probably convincingly in this game. So you're right. I mean, both teams had pretty bad games. Luckily, the Spurs were able to be clutch at the end of game 4 or game 3 in the fourth quarter to pull out that victory. I don't expect both teams to play bad in game 4. I actually think game 4 is going to probably mimic game 2 in this final series. Could even mimic game 1 in the OKC series. I mean, it's going to probably be a back and forth type game, and whoever hits shots at the end of the game and whoever gets the calls at the end of the game too are probably going to be the winners. So, the best is yet to come for San Antonio. I know that they can play a whole lot better, but the same thing with the Knicks. I mean, you're probably going to get way better games from a couple of players on New York side. I don't expect Jordan Clarkson to get 10 points either
Yeah.
in game 4. So it's kind of like where these guys come down, the other guys kind of go up a little bit. So it's probably going to be another close game. But yeah, I agree with Rehome. I mean, the best is yet to come, I think, for both sides of the ball.
Both sides. Yeah. Any other super chats before we move on?
We're good right now.
We're good. All right, perfect. Yeah, perfect. Thank you, everybody, for those super chats. We really appreciate it. All right, let's see what category Rudy's going to start us off with. Any, mini, miny, mo. Let's go with this one.
Ooh, standout players. I'm going to pick two.
Should be easy. Should be easy.
Well, I'm going to give you the easy ones. I always give you the easy ones here.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Rudy. Appreciate it.
No, I'm going to go with Stephon Castle tonight.
Obviously, yeah, huge.
I'll go with him for one of them. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 turnovers. He ended up getting a steal and a block in the game here. Kind of put stats together all around. Ended up with 4 fouls, but they were 4 good fouls. They weren't, one of them, I guess, was kind of like a why did you do that type of foul. The other one, because he was bodying, Brunson, and he was playing some physical ball, and that's fine with me. 23 points tonight, 23 big points tonight, and that was key because he got the Spurs off to a very fast start, along with Victor Wembanyama. If I'm not mistaken, he had 18 at half or something like that.
Yeah, he was cooking, man,
in the first half. So it was very vital, especially with that second quarter by the New York Knicks going 42-24 in that second quarter, almost scoring 50 points in one quarter. That's almost a halftime type of score right there, for an entire half. But Stephon Castle, for me, standout player. The only standout player I got to go on the Knicks side, man.
Go for it.
OG Anunoby, 28 points. I mean, what's crazy is a lot of people write off OG Anunoby, but if not for injury, I think he's probably their second best player in New York. I mean, defensively, he's a beast. He can rebound the ball. Back-to-back games, he's been able to dunk right where Victor's at, and Victor wasn't able to do anything about it, making some crazy 3-point shots. I mean, OG Anunoby's been a vital piece of the New York Knicks. I'm just glad that his 28 wasn't a difference maker tonight for the New York Knicks. But just a quick shout out to OG Anunoby and the Knicks side, man. I mean, the guy just continues to ball. Hopefully, when he becomes a free agent, he can maybe move him down south, Jeff. I'll rent him my house over here somewhere so he can live in San Antonio.
All right, I'm going to go with the obvious, and I already highlighted him in my takeaways. Victor Wembanyama, you needed him to step up and be the franchise player, be the star that the Spurs have, and he did that in Game 3. Once again, he finishes with 32 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists in 38 minutes, came up big for the Spurs in the second half, 17 points, came up even bigger in the fourth period where the game was on the line with 10 points in that fourth. Aside from the 10 points in the fourth, Rudy, he had a rebound. He had an assist. He goes 2 for 4 shooting from the field. Has a block. 0 turnovers. He was a +3 in the fourth period. So, and by the way, he had 6 second chance points, and that is huge. So for me, it's the big man in the middle. It's Victor Wembanyama. Definitely is my standout player. All right, what is the next category you got for Rudy on deck? Which one are we gonna pick for Rudy? Let's go with this one.
Ooh, standout stats, man. There's not a lot of good ones to maybe choose from, so I'm gonna take a couple of good ones here. Assist was a big thing tonight for San Antonio. They had 28 assists tonight. New York, who's probably the best team in the league when it comes to moving the ball around, they only had 18 assists. Again, the 18 assists by the New York Knicks is 100% on the reason why the Spurs on the defense for the Spurs. That's the reason why they had so very few little assists tonight for New York. But 28 assists for San Antonio. The ball movement was great. Turnovers were down, only 8 turnovers in the game. So that assist to turnover ratio was in the Spurs' favor. That's what kept them in that game. That was one of the key reasons why in that third quarter they were able to pull off a 35-27 quarter, kind of get back into that game there, make it a game for themselves. That's one of the biggest stats for me. The other stat was I'm going to go with percentage of the lead, Jeff. I mean, they led 76% of the game here, nice. San Antonio. Again, we've seen them go up, 80%, 85%, but they still lose the game. Why? Because in the fourth quarter, they tend to falter, they tend to fall. But very, very big of a key here. That percentage, they kept that lead in that fourth quarter when they were able to capitalize on some turnovers and some bad shots by the New York Knicks. They really were able to capitalize, and that's something that we haven't seen in San Antonio from games 1 and 2. Hopefully they cleaned it up, and that will be the last time we see those kinds of performances in the fourth quarter, because if it is, they're going to be a very tough team to beat if they can keep it close, and if they can get off to a really good start in the fourth quarter. That's going to be the huge difference. Those are my two standout stats. And the other stat I got is I want to say 7.5 out of 10, which was the rating that Jeff Garcia gave Masters of the Universe. So congratulations, Jeff. You actually liked the movie, finally.
I actually liked the movie, yeah. Don't get me started on that. I do have some gripes, but for the most part, it was a win. Yeah. And by the way, if y'all saw the second post-credit scene, they better deliver if they're going to do a sequel with that arc. For me, my standout stat is the clutch time. The NBA defines the clutch, Rudy, I believe 5 minutes or less in the fourth period. Yeah. All right. So the Spurs won the clutch period. They outscored the Knicks 7-3 in the clutch. They connected on 2 shots, go 2 for 2 in the clutch. So 100% shooting, hold the Knicks to 1 of 3 shooting in the clutch period. They connect on 1 3-pointer. They knock it down, and no turnovers in the clutch period. So I'm really proud about that. Overall, I like the fact that they won the clutch period because the game was on the line and they stepped up when it was money time, and boy, did they. So I'm going to give them the clutch stats edge. And finally, we're going to go with this category. I think y'all know what it is.
Man, there's so many turning points in
there's
this
so
game.
many, yeah. I might pick one and you're good.
I think the third quarter, where we saw the Spurs falter and coming out of halftime in one of these games, that would be a good turning point. Another turning point would probably be that fourth quarter when the Knicks, were making a comeback and the Spurs were able to make answers left and right. But my turning point is at the end of the fourth quarter. He turns the ball over. He goes right back to make it up by getting a block on Karl-Anthony Towns. Right there, that started the defensive momentum, pressure, everything that the Spurs needed. And that was by De'Aaron Fox when he blocked Karl-Anthony Towns.
Right.
After that, you saw Victor getting in the blocks. You saw, everybody just getting right up in the Knicks spaces and making them work. It took a very difficult shot from OG Anunoby towards the end of the game to make a 3-pointer over, I believe it was Champagne or Castle, and that was just a throw it up, and if it goes in, it goes in. It went in. Really, the Knicks didn't have a chance even after that shot. It just felt like the Spurs were in total control. It started with that De'Aaron Fox block on Karl-Anthony Towns. That set the momentum. That basically put all the Fox haters back into the Fox hole, basically, and said, oh, you screwed up with a turnover. Oh, crap, you got a block on Cat. Then he goes and he hits that clutch basket from the top of the key. So that block just set the mood for that entire end of the fourth quarter. That's my turning point because, again, I was clutching my necklace here, my chain, praying, thinking, God, do not get one of these bad fourth quarters again with the last 4 minutes of the game. You cannot survive again if you're going to allow this Knicks team to come back. They did it. Key plays happen. Starts with that guy on your screen right there, number 4. You pay him the money for a reason. Tonight was one of those reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like I said, when we hit this category, Rudy, there's so many turning points. I'm going to go with that fourth period run. The Spurs go on a +7 run on the Knicks to start the fourth period. It was 92-91 Spurs with a 1-point lead. So they go on that run, which was a 16-9 run, and they ended up having a lead at 108-100 with about 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. But what wasn't good about that run, Rudy, was Wemby stepped up, as mentioned. He had 10 points in that run. He connects on 6 of 6 free throws. Harper, even though he goes 0 for 3, you had help. You had De'Aaron Fox score a bucket. Landry Shamet, the Spurs defense kind of clamped on him. He goes absent. He goes 0 for 4 in that run versus the Knicks. Overall, you see the Spurs just really take control of that fourth period in that run. that was so key. That was a turning point. Again, it was close to start that fourth period, 92-91, but the Spurs took control easy. So I loved that from your San Antonio Spurs. All right, those are our categories. Well, it's time for you guys. Rudy has been monitoring the chat room. Rudy, what we got cooking?
We got a lot, man. Let me just go down to the bottom here. We got a bunch of chats.
Yeah, I see you got a bunch of them highlighted here, buddy.
We've got, Let's Go from Tex Rick and Joel, a great sponsor. And before we keep going on, Jeff, I'm seeing a video. Apparently, a bunch of Spurs fans got attacked on a New York.
It was
Knicks.
one Spurs fan.
Was it one? I see a few Spurs fans in here, but yeah, one Spurs fan got attacked.
Well, he might have got the brunt of it. Yeah, not cool. If y'all want to see that video, follow me on X at Jeff G Spurs Zone.
I'm gonna reshare it on this too. On mine,
all right, can you do it on your end?
Yeah, I can actually try to share the video.
Can you put it on here? Yeah, this is if you got young kids or young guys, you may not want to watch this, but it's got pretty ugly. And it was a guy wearing a Wemby jersey. Looks like he was out on the streets of New York, and well, this happened.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll go back up to this part because
can you put a little?
Starts. I don't want to blow it up because then it'll come up a little. Well, maybe I can. I just don't want to cut the volume on it.
No, I don't think you need the volume. You can just see it. Can you rewind it?
I mean, this is what's going on in New York right now. And come on, man. I mean, that's the problem I have with going. People say, well, why don't you go to an Astros Giants
That's
game?
a Spurs fan getting jumped right now, everybody in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. I don't want to go cheer for my other teams at different arenas and stuff because of this reason, because there are so much unruly people. This is degenerate. This is dumb. This is stupid. And again, I'm one that if I was ever, a lawmaker, Jeff, people that are recording this incident without helping, I think they get fined and arrested because you're supposed to offer aid and stuff, man. This is BS right here. But yeah, if you want to catch the video, I just shared it out. Jeff's probably going to share it out too. So it's just
if you go to my Twitter right now at Jeff G Spurs Zone, it's more focused on the Spurs fan. You got one guy, he's shirtless and he has him in a headlock.
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
He has him on a headlock, and that was more Spurs focused on that guy. I don't know if he's trying to help him get out of there, but the video shows a guy, he's trying to help him, and you see a bunch of clowns just laughing at him right now.
So there you see the Wembanyama guy in the jersey. There's a Spurs guy right there.
That guy that wearing it without a shirt, he tries to help him. I think he's trying to escort him out of there, and then that's it. And then here we go.
This is the type of crap that I hate to see, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's messed up.
This is terrible by Knicks fans, and this is horrid, dude. I mean, come on.
Yeah, see that they're trying to rip his win. See the guy that without the shirt, he's trying to get him out of there. It looks like he's trying to find him, but he's not. You'll see at the end. See, he has him in the headlock there. I think that's just to protect his head.
I know it's your hometown for 20 years, Jeff, but
no, I've seen worse, really, believe it or not.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure you have. Yeah. This has just got to go, man. It's gotta go.
That's
more comments coming in. Castle played great contributions from a lot of guys. Wemby being Wemby, definitely. Clutch team win. The clutch defense. Yeah, I mean, clutch was the key word for me tonight. At MP8 3010, the Spurs need to exhaust the Knicks out. Says I paid Danhausen the money. Yeah, the curse, man. We got the curse lifted off the Spurs apparently. So appreciate him for doing that. Chili con Carlos, great win tonight. The Spurs needed the confidence booster. Mitch coached a way better game tonight. Let me go to the more comments, but comment on that because I know I've been saying Mitch got kind of out coached in the first two games, but I'm going to say he didn't really coach any better tonight than he has in the past two games. I think maybe a little bit better of a coaching job, but I still don't think it was his best coaching job. Jeff, what do you think on that?
It was better. It was better. I like the fact he caught a timeout before the bleeding started a couple times. I thought that was key. He actually played. I don't know if you caught this. The three-headed guard lineup a couple times.
Yes, I've been waiting to see that. Jesus.
Yeah, he played it, and I think it worked. I think it's something you could probably toy with going into game 4. But I saw a better coaching job from Mitch, smarter use of the replays. I thought that was key as well. Overall, he got better. But again, You don't know if it's also the law of averages because what the Knicks were on a 14, 13 game winning streak, playoff winning streak.
Yeah.
They were due for a loss. Was that it? Who knows? Maybe that loss might fuel the Knicks now. I don't know. But Mitch, and he's got to get this team ready for game 4. I hope they have a nice dinner. And when it takes 2 to 3 hours to finish that dinner, that's it. Game 3 is over. It doesn't exist anymore. It's 0-0 for game 4.
Super chat just came in again with Sports Talk with Austin. Appreciate all the support from Sports Talk.
Yeah, Austin. Let me give Austin here a little bit of applause here.
Might have to get Austin. Might have to get Austin a shirt or something from one of our sponsors here. So we got to do something for him here. It says Dylan Harper was born for this. He is fearless. He seems to be loving the big stage, and there is no bigger stage in the NBA Finals. It seems like nothing bothers him. He plays with that swagger.
He's playing good, man. He is playing good. Again, Rudy, what I've been saying, and you too, Austin. It feels like the Knicks don't have an answer for him. They don't. He toasts them. He burns them every time he's out there, man.
Yeah, I don't want to keep saying what I've been saying about Dylan Harper. So just go back and watch Spurs in Focus for many times, because I've had Dylan Harper as a superstar before Rutgers when he was coming out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because one of the national media guys said that Dylan Harper should have been drafted number 1 over Cooper Flagg. And I'm glad that he starts listening to Box Score Studio and stuff, because I've seen that for a long ass time.
Rudy knows, Austin. Rudy knows.
No, he's born for this. And I mean, he's got a brother that plays with the Celtics who plays really well, is a big key this year. But also, look at his dad, man. I mean, he's an NBA champion. He's an NBA champion. He was one of the best two-way players in the NBA. And it shows Dylan Harper, the type of player that he is when he's got Ron Harper as a dad. Plus, his mom was his high school basketball coach. She knows a great deal about basketball as well. So he's got the genes in him. He's got no fear. He's going to prove why he's probably going to end up being the second guy on this team, basically a Nightwing to Victor Wembanyama's Batman. I don't think he's going to be Robin, Jeff. He's going to be Nightwing. He's going to be his own star there. And that's what I like about Dylan Harper, is that he's fearless. He knows what he's got to do to get the job done. And he just does not take 3-point shots. I'm going to take the mid-range. No, he gets to the basket. He plays old school basketball. So yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Thank you, Austin. Appreciate it, man. Real nice of you.
And tons of comments that we got to get back up into here.
Yeah, let's get into it, Rudy.
Spurs and Theories in here. Love seeing Harper out there in the final minutes.
That was huge. Again, you're talking about Mitch Johnson making adjustments. That could have been an adjustment right there.
The 3-guard adjustment, I like. That was one thing I did like to see him there. Feels weird. We should have won at home.
Yeah, that's right. Going back to that question, about the game 3 win, but it feels like okay, I guess. That's what it feels like.
A lot of people feel like we should be up 3-0. I think we should be up 2-1. I think 2-1. I'll give you 2-1.
Yeah, I think 2-1 is not 3-0.
I think game 1 they just lost it. I mean, there's no way that could have gone. Now game 2 probably should have had a win right there.
Yeah.
There's not about that. 30-point quarters are killers, 40-point are catastrophic.
Yeah, we saw
one. Really showed guts tonight. Yep. That 40-point game was crazy bad, man. Spurs in Theory, they did respond really well at halftime, giving up 42 in the second, 37 in their own. Yeah, I mean the response in halftime, Jeff, that was key. That was really big. Tim is in here. Carter Bryant made some silly mistakes tonight. He did.
I think Mitch has a short leash on him in these finals, man. I mean, one mistake and he gets pulled.
But do you think Mitch is using Carter just to get fouls at this point? It seems like he's allowing him to play defense, but if you get a foul, it's okay. And I think
that's 6 fouls, man.
I mean, you got to rough them up somehow. I think that's one thing. Happy they fought.
Yeah, throw out Plumlee in that case.
Yeah, no kidding. Credit to the Knicks. They're really making a struggle to put them away. They just keep making big plays to steal the momentum over and over again. See, Jacob Eric is they can take the brooms and shove it, basically.
Yes, sir. That's right, Jacob.
No more sweep tonight. We were in their faces throughout the game. We got Spurs in 7.
Ooh, that would be historic. Literally be historic if that happens.
Spurs in 7, man. That would be really historic. Rock's in here. What a game. Just annoyed about the lack of discipline, but it's bound to happen. I have a feeling it's tied up heading back to Saturday.
It was not a pretty game, Rocky, at all. It was not. It was Rudy gave it a D+ grade for the silver and
performance.
black. I gave him a C plus grade.
Yeah, definitely did, man. We got another comment here. It says, "Go Spurs, go! It's your
Guapped.
boy. We are pulling for you here in Boston. Now go out there on
Yes,
Wednesday and
sir.
make the series 2-2. Yeah, definitely going to try to
That's
hopefully.
key, Quap. That's key.
Wemby was good inside tonight. That's where he
Yes, they
did most of his
established him
damage, man.
early. They established him early in the paint. That was good. He was aggressive, finding him for lob dunks, getting him close to the rim. I like that.
Yeah, Spurs did a good job, and I really give them credit. Thanks for Joel to bringing this up here. They were able to get the Knicks in foul trouble pretty early to get into the bonus, and that was kind of key with the free throws. They shot 32 free throws tonight, and a lot of that was
Mhm.
because they were able to get the Knicks in foul trouble early and hit that bonus early here. That three from Clarkson was ridiculous, and then Harper responds back with a three. It was beautiful.
Mhm.
The Knicks threw up a couple of shots tonight that were just prayers, and they went in. OG
Yeah.
Anunoby at the
The
end of the game.
Ananobi one. Yeah, that's one right there. Yeah.
Jordan Clarkson, again, that play, that was back in his high school days, I'm sure. Brothers BKL, Sports Entertainment. Hey, guys, good game. The game was seriously crazy, which what I watched, plus the challenge calling made by John Goble was so flop. Who cares? Knicks in 6. I will also crash out, and I will jump out the window. Oh, man, I love the banter. I love Brother BKL when he's in here because, yeah, I mean, it looks like the Knicks still have the edge, Jeff. I mean, we're not taking anything away. They still have the edge. They're still the favorites and all that stuff. It could be just one bad game, them, and it happens, man. It happens. Spurs Wolf is in here. If I could bring up the comment. Oh, there it goes. Good evening, gents and Spurs fans. Let's go. What a great game. How much is the series? 2-1 Knicks. It could be easily be 3-0 Spurs. I don't know about 3-0. We just kind of said
that.
that.
I don't think it'd be 3-0. 2-1. We'll give them 2-1 if it should be 2-1. Yes.
Got another super chat, man. Spurs and
Austin.
He wants tickets. You're gonna have to get him tickets to a game, Jeff. He's dropping hard cash.
I think Austin, I think you want to check out. I think you help me out here, Rudy. Like you get medals, like sticker medals, if you become like a super member on YouTube, something like that. I'm new to this. It's like a badge or something like that. I think they're called badges. Yeah.
I'll tell you, if that Sports Talk with Austin, if you have X, DM me on the Sports Answer. DM me because I got something for you that I can get to you here. So
there you go.
Appreciate that here. So just go ahead and shoot me a DM.
It's a 6-pack of tortillas. That's what it is.
God, no, man. I haven't eaten tortillas in a while, but it says Wemby answered the call as well after media put the hot seat on him, and he answered. I love this fact. Coach Pop is still around the team in the gym, passing on his wisdom and helping this young team grow up. That's key, man. To have the veterans like Tim and David, guys that have been battle tested. And then to have Coach Pop still a part of the organization, getting a hold of the guys. How much influence do you think Coach Pop has on this team?
A lot. I mean, that's all they've been. His
finals.
name has been popping up left and right in these finals.
Yeah.
Wemby says we talked to him. That Pops was waiting for him at the airport. Mitch is talking to him. So they are definitely leaning on him and his words of wisdom in this finals run.
Yeah, it is. And, the thing with Wemby, man, he got called out, and now he's being called dirty of some of the plays that he makes.
What did you think about that kind of a hit on Brunson there?
It could have been called for a flagrant. I can see that, but
I was bracing for that flagrant call.
It's at the same time. I mean, Brunson is known to be a guy that flops from time to time. So how much do you put into it? It's almost like that Keldon push on Mitchell Robinson. I texted you. It's BS that if they call that foul on offense, because he extended his arm, but he didn't pull. I mean, you can't push Mitchell Robinson that far into Wemby just by extending the arm just a little bit there. So I would say that foul probably should have been called as an offensive foul on Victor. But nothing more than that. And he's not a dirty player. He's 7'4". If a guy's going to be up in his face, what do you expect him to do? More than likely, his elbows and arms are going to be right at the head of most of these young guards and little guards. So it's going to happen. I don't buy that at all. I don't really buy that. But again, appreciate Austin here for the
thank you, Austin. Appreciate that.
Yeah, if you could DM me, if you got X, shoot me a DM. I'll get you something for sure. For everything that you're doing this for us here. We got more. We're still rotating with the Knicks swing the ball around, but Knicks were 0 for 10 from 3 in the fourth till we made that super contested corner three. That's what I'm saying, Jeff. They weren't hitting their threes like they normally do. So fingers crossed, Spurs got a win. That's kind of big there, I think. So Yeah, it's more like a whoo type of thing. Castle was cold-blooded with that 3 and the
Yeah, he
free throws.
was. Yeah, he was clutch at the free throw line.
Spurs need more Cornet.
I think at this point, Rudy, he is what he is. I mean, you can't. It's the finals. That's it. I think what you
He
see
did a
is what
better
you get at
job.
this point. He did a better job, yes,
tonight.
but don't expect anything more than that, in my opinion. I keep your expectations low going into the next game.
Yeah, I'll definitely say that. So, written, I'm assuming as a Knicks fan, he said awful refs, but then he did mention that why no ejection on Wemby. Again, I could see that if they reviewed it and they got a flagrant foul on it, I could definitely see them calling a flagrant on that foul on Brunson, but they didn't review it. The Knicks didn't call timeout, nothing like that. I mean, it was just not reviewed. So you just kind of play on. But that's what I was saying, Jeff. If the refs continue to ref the way that they have been in these first 3 games, Spurs have been the more physical team. They're going to let them be physical. I think that's what gives the Spurs a little bit of an advantage, man. So, I mean, I get I get that. Exactly. We found a way. And to your point, Rudy, it's a gutsy performance. All day B-ball. Spurs in 6. He's still going. I said Spurs in 6 too, but I'm not
the
saying
predictions are still alive, B-ball.
It is, man. Spurs in 3, Mike is in here. Yeah, definitely. My wife is like, you're not jumping up and down. And I said we should have lost that game.
Yeah, see, so it wasn't just me then. I think collectively a lot of Spurs fans were like, okay, we won. Like that. That's what it felt like. Like, all right,
it's
cool.
It's bad.
Yeah.
We stopped the New York streak finally. Go Spurs, go. Basically neutralized Brunson and Cat.
They did, yeah. They did. They were non-factors for the most part.
Cat, definitely did not have a good game tonight. Yeah, I see where you're coming from too, Jeff. Honestly, the Knicks are really not that good. They played lesser teams to get where they are.
Talked about that, yeah. Strength of
They're
schedule,
dealing with a lot of luck,
yeah.
and good fortune, and they can also be hard to beat. I don't want to give the Knicks a lot of short change here. They did play a really soft playoff schedule, but it's not their fault. I'm not going to blame them. I mean, they handled business, and if it was super soft, then they would have probably been really flat against the Spurs and had no way of coming back with that Spurs defense in game 1. That was really the only game they won, Jeff. I don't give them the game 2 because they were cold in game 2. If not for a Victor mistake, I mean, the Spurs are up 2-1, I think, in this series.
The biggest what if right now. We got a new what if scenario in Spurs history now. What if Wemby didn't turn the ball over?
Golly, tell you what though, guys, OG is a player, man. I really like he carries himself
he's
on
a good
the floor,
player, man.
He's going to be a Spur. I'm telling you.
And remember, don't forget, he's a champion. He won one with the Raptors, so he's been there, done that.
That he did. Knicks in 5. They're calling Knicks in 5 now. After it was Knicks in 4 all day today in New York. For me, the biggest player off the bench and throughout the team was our very own Dylan Harper. He kept Spurs in check. Do you think he's close to being Finals MVP if they end up winning?
He's in the running. At least
second.
He's in the running.
Second best player?
Yeah, second best player. Yeah,
I'll give you that. Give you that. Non-game question: is it me or is Mike Breen losing a little bit of his step? He doesn't sound super excited like before. I think Doris Burke took a little bit of soul when they put her with him. Definitely. Like
hey, have you noticed too? The announcers are making kind of like weird mistakes. Like I don't know if you caught this during the broadcast, but they kept on calling this game a closeout game for the Knicks.
Yeah,
I caught it a few times.
Yeah,
I was like, no, it's not a closeout game, but whatever.
Yeah, I've been catching that a lot too. Webby kept deferring to the team when he was tired and they stepped up. That he did. I mean, I think he still understood the goal and the focus at hand, but that he did. There have been a couple of videos coming out. Yeah, there's a lot of videos of that guy. Definitely. And a bunch of cowards for jumping him. Great stuff, Austin. I agree with you 100%. He has been consistent during the first 3 games of the playoffs. What else do we got in here, man? We got a ton more. Harper.
Did we skip one of Austin's super chats or no? We got them all.
No, so far we've got them all.
We got them all. Okay, I just want to make sure. I thought we skipped one.
Yeah, if we did, I would know. But I'm looking at everything. We have not skipped anything. Keep shooting, kid. I don't care. From Dylan Harper. Shout out to Sith, man. He had a birthday yesterday, I believe.
Happy birthday, Sith.
Happy birthday to Sith out
This was a
there.
belated Spurs gift, a win for you on your birthday.
Yeah, I texted Wimby and said you have to win one for Sith, so he ended up doing that.
I'm waiting for him
Spurs in
to share a picture. I sent him a Darth Vader San Antonio Missions themed baseball cap, and I want to see a picture of him wearing it. He hasn't sent a picture yet.
I need to text him then to make sure he gets that. We got Dylan Harper seems to be more consistent than Wimby. I wouldn't be surprised if Harper ends up being the better star.
Ooh, that's for a whole other show, man.
Can I say that?
Here comes Rudy. Here comes Rudy. All right, go ahead.
Kind of agree a little bit, maybe. I mean, he could be. Put it this way: 7'4" guy, 7'4" guy. Mm-hmm. If he lasts more than 10 years, 11 years in the league, yeah, definitely he'll be the face of the league for a while. But there's still a lot of questions behind the scenes whether he has a 10-year, 11-year career. Mm-hmm. I mean, we have yet to see a guy have a long career at his height. So that's what remains to be seen. But for right now, it's Victor. I mean, there's no doubt about that, man. I'll say 2-1-2. Yeah, I mean, they should be up 2-1. Everybody's agreeing with the 2-1. Game 1, they were coming out there high with Game 7 win. So, yeah, Madison Square Garden belongs to the Spurs now.
I don't know about that, but hey, if they win in Game 4, maybe. But I think this was Wemby's first win in New York City in his career.
I believe so.
I know he's had phenomenal performances, but I don't think he's ever won since the Wemby era.
I don't think so.
I think this is the first Spurs win in MSG. So
under
the Wemby era. There we go.
Well, he needs to go on a winning streak then, because Jesus Christ.
All right, that's the next step. Winning streak is next.
Got another super chat, man. This is another one. Spurs with Austin, the $20 super chat. It says, I appreciate your guys' hard work. Team is growing up. I will say after what happened in Game 1 and 2, Spurs going up big, and the Knicks finding a way back. But tonight they grew up and punched back and didn't let go of the rope.
Yeah,
I kept the clutch gene, man.
Yeah,
the clutch gene.
I kept repeating that Austin throughout the entire game. I go, maintain the lead, just maintain that lead, and you'll be all right, Spurs. And for the most part, they maintained the lead.
Yeah, they did. And the growing up part, I mean, I think in Game 1 and 2, I think when we did our Spurs in Focus React, I did mention, especially in Game 2, I mentioned the fact that this is where the immaturity, the young squad, they came into play. They made some mistakes that they weren't making throughout the regular season. And now's not the time to be happening. They actually grew up tonight, and it showed in that fourth quarter. Mitch Johnson believed in that 3-guard rotation for a little bit with Harper, Castle, and Fox on the floor. He allowed, De'Aaron Fox to control the team. De'Aaron Fox put a lot of guys in position. You saw a bunch of alley-oops to Wemby, a bunch of lobs to Wemby between Castle and Fox. So they grew up tonight, and that's what I was telling you. If they got their first taste of a victory in the finals, that could potentially open the floodgates for more victories in the finals. I mean, you as a bowler, I've been on many times as a tournament, when you're trying to get your first win as a tournament and you're on TV or you're on a stream or something, you're nervous, man. You're on a big stage. You've never been there before. So you're going to make a couple of mistakes until you get adjusted. Once you get that first win, it just all falls into place. You get, the taste of it. You're like, I want to win more. I want to win more. We may see the same thing from San Antonio. Now that they got that first victory, especially in a hostile environment, it could open up the floodgates, man. So we'll definitely see.
Well, check this out. This is from Dylan Harper post-game. He says, quote, I feel like everyone knew how important this game was. Our back was against the wall. Obviously, you don't want to go down 3 games. For us, every game is just as important, but this game, you could kind of feel it. So there you go. It goes back to growing up and realizing what is at stake. Yeah.
They definitely know, man. They definitely know because, this is Dylan Harper. He's wise beyond his years. Man. Definitely he was wise beyond his years. And I'm loving it. But again, appreciate the super chat from Sports Talk.
Yeah, thank you, Austin.
The support he's given us tonight. I mean, we got to get him something. I'm going to definitely give him something.
Rudy has something cooking for you, Austin.
For sure. We got to make him a moderator. That's what they're saying. We can make him a moderator on this Spurs.
Would you like one of the little alien Muppets from Sesame Street?
I got to work. I'll get with MCS General Contracting to hopefully get him a shirt here, at least from Spurs and Focus. So Hefe, probably 90% of this team still just behind the scenes now.
Yeah, he is. Popovich is definitely is.
Yeah, I would think so. It's a good thing my blood work was this morning because I'm full of margaritas right now. Everybody in San Antonio drinking up a storm. The difference in the series was Spurs won a very emotional Western Conference Finals against the Thunder with a young team that can be deathbed mix or all wider, but they did. Yeah, and that's I get game one coming out flat, but I mean the Spurs, game two, man. Game two is that pit of game that appreciate you fellas. B-Day wish Spurs in 7 and it's coming up. He did say he wore the hat. He's gonna post a picture of it.
Oh yeah, I just don't know. I just haven't seen a photo with him.
Yeah, he said he's gonna wear it. He'll put it up there.
Okay.
Ready from the I hope not. Please, I hope not. When Spurs fans y'all go to game 5, don't treat the Knicks fans.
I forgot about that.
Don't treat the Knicks fans the way that they did that poor kid tonight in Madison or in New York. We're better than that. We have to be better than that.
I hope so, man.
Yeah, call timeout. 7'5", amazing with the athleticism, the way he hit alien, but Harper is playing even better than Wemby and Cooper, rookie year at a minimum role. So he could be him. He's making the case, man. He's making that case.
He is him, but Rudy thinks he could surpass Wemby. But
Rudy, Silverwolf said it. I said I kind of agree. I could agree with it.
Okay, you could agree with it. Okay, well, Wolf said that.
It depends on how long Victor's career will be. That's the thing I got. Yeah, I like this one. Sports Talk I'll spending a small fortune on us tonight here.
That's why we appreciate Austin, man. We appreciate
it. Get those likes up. The guys deserve it. Great show as always.
Thank you,
appreciate that. How many bar restaurants in and around San Antonio MSG, Jeff? That. I don't know.
God, I've been this. You know what? I never told you this. There is a sports bar near MSG that has my autograph on a baseball, and they sealed it up in those clear boxes, and I'm on their wall of fame.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeff Garcia with the autograph.
Yeah. It was so bizarre. I must have spent a fortune that night. I guess that's why they let me have it.
That's why.
But yeah, I don't remember the name of the bar. That's how much cooked I was. But I would go there a lot. And this when I lived in Manhattan for 1 year. And I think that's when it was. I would go there a lot, and then one day the owner says, "Hey man, you want to be part of our Wall of Fame?" So he gives me a baseball, and I have my autograph. So there's a sports bar near MSG that has a baseball with my signature on it, and it's on their Wall of Fame. So it'll be cool if somebody could find that, take a picture of it.
Nice. I meant with hugs and kisses is what he's saying. So yeah, I guess he gives hugs and kisses. Last comment at Chili con Carlos. I'm going to a kids party at AR Entertainment on Saturday, 7:30. I hope they have the game on. Yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to be busy Saturday, but I think I'm going to be able to watch the game. I don't have anything.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a Saturday game, right?
Yeah, I believe game 5 is a Saturday.
There's the Toros home opener is this Sunday, so they shouldn't conflict.
I'll confirm it now. It's Wednesday and then Saturday is game 5. Yeah.
Thank goodness there's a 2-day gap though. I appreciate that.
Yeah, there is a 2-day gap.
Yeah,
but it's crazy because it's 2-day gap, and it's not crazy because then it's a 2-day gap if they go to game 6, which hoping that they do go to game 6. So,
yeah,
but yeah, that's all the comments we got tonight.
Up?
Yeah, I got a W. Jeff is the last comment here. So,
about the baseball thing. Yeah. It's like I feel like the bar's on the tip of my tongue right now. I can see it in my mind's eye. I can hear it. I can feel it. I know what it looks. I know where exactly the street is. Where you go out, look to your left. MSG's right there. But man, I forgot the name of it. But yeah, there's a baseball with my autograph on there. So it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Nice. All the tales of fun I had in New York City for 20 years. But at least for the next few days, I'm only rooting for the Spurs. And then I can go back to cheering for my adopted city. Once the Spurs get the win, hopefully, crossing fingers. Hey, everybody, we thank y'all for staying up really late with us to discuss the Spurs relief win, or as Rudy says, the business win. My goodness, they needed it, and they got it. 115-111. Spurs are still down in the series, 2-1 versus the Knicks. Game 4 will be Wednesday night, still in MSG. Hopefully the Spurs can steal those 2 games just as much as the Knicks stole the Spurs 2 home games. Yeah. But we shall see. I'm expecting a slugfest, Rudy. I'm expecting this to probably go down to the wire again, as we saw in the first few games. So I can expect anything less. And we will have a Game 4 preview with you tomorrow. We have on deck Hector Ledesma, our Spurs in Focus playoff reporter. He is joining us. We're going to be discussing the next game, preview it. What should the Spurs do to keep that winning vibe going and hopefully tie up the series? That's going to be coming up tomorrow here on Spurs in Focus. Rudy, tell us about the Sports Answer.
Yeah, man, we were off last week on Friday, the Sports Answer. We should be back this Friday. It's on the Answer Now TV on YouTube and Box Score Studio TV on YouTube. It's myself and Derek Irvin. Should be getting you guys ready for at least Game 5. We'll recap all the NBA Finals games so far. You'll get an former NBA player's perspective on the NBA Finals. Derek provides really good commentary, really good, analysis when it comes to NBA basketball, obviously. So I'll catch myself and Derek Irvin hopefully this Friday on the Sports Answer of the Friday Drive, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to follow Rudy on X at The Sports Answer? Do that right now. Subscribe to his show on YouTube at The Sports Answer. Go search for it, give it a subscription, and you'll be good to go. Rudy, thank you for helping me out tonight here on this live episode of Spurs in Focus. We always appreciate your contributions, takes on the Spurs wins and losses. So, Rudy will be back sometime this week. He'll definitely be back after Game 4. Hopefully we're celebrating a win. We'll see what happens. Everybody else, we thank you all for making Spurs in Focus your first and only spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. You want to unsubscribe to the rest of those other shows you might be subscribed to. Just subscribe to us here at Spurs in Focus and subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts. The list goes on and on. Check out Spurs in Focus Substack, completely free. Go sign up right now. I would definitely appreciate that. We have a lot of good stuff on there. Hey, there's even an article about Wemby drawing in New York Park. Go check it out. We got it all covered for you at Spurs in Focus on Substack. So, yeah, we definitely appreciate it. Once again, your Spurs get the win. Game 3, much needed. Hopefully the winning vibes will continue. So for Mr. Rudy Campos, I am Jeff Garcia, and now you're in Focus with Spurs in Focus.